Charlie, this has been a blast. Behind me, the band that I joined for this weekend, I made a lifetime dream come true because I always wanted to be a rock and roll star. Take a look. My fantasy started just a few days ago. I arrived at SIR Studios in Hollywood not knowing what to expect, not knowing that this adventure would be one of the most exciting things I'd ever done. I was just one of 80 campers at this camp for adults looking for a rock and roll fantasy. We were divided into bands. We called ours Rock in America. Our band comes from all over the United States and from many different backgrounds.
I am a video editor for a local news channel in Phoenix.
I'm a sales manager for Hartford Insurance Company.
So I'm an executive chef. I have Italian restaurants in Cleveland, Ohio.
But of course we did have one thing in common. It's a dream shared with millions of people who grew up with rock and roll. I mean, don't we all secretly dream of being rockers? Janet came to the camp last year and had such a great time she's brought her 18-year-old nephew, Dan.
She's the coolest aunt. She gets into it. She has the whole rock and roll spirit. She's not just going through the motions. She really gets into the whole rock and roll thing.
She's also a generous aunt. This camp costs more than $8,000. Each band gets its own counselor, someone with experience in the rock world. Ours was matched with Jack Blades, a great teacher and a great guy who was with the bands Night Ranger and Damn Yankees. He had his hands full with us.
And then you go, take 2 weeks, go and have a fun vacation.
Another band's counselor was Simon Kirk from the legendary group Bad Company. Obviously, your band is doing a Bad Company song. Which song?
Rock and Roll Fantasy.
Ooh, great song. Now, how do you feel when you go in, and I'm sure for the first few hours, the first day, they're just butchering that song?
You're being kind, Tony.
There was also one very important visitor, one of the gods of rock, Roger Daltrey. As a group, we were making progress, but would we be ready to play for an audience? You see, part of being in rock and roll camp involves a battle of the bands. In a very short time, we would be jamming live in front of hundreds of people at the House of Blues on the Sunset Strip. And the competition was steep. We checked in on the other bands in the competition. They too were making progress, some more than others. But we were still confident.
We are absolutely just going to peak tomorrow.
One thing we had down was the attitude. We all think that being cool is just a big part of rock. Heck, we even thought we were good enough to record. Could this be the cover art for our first album? Okay, so maybe we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves.
A moment of truth.
And before we knew it, our time to perform had come. We spent a few minutes together in a borrowed tour bus.
1, 2, 3.
Rock in America! Yeah!
Please give it up for Rock in America!
And then it was showtime.
I want you to want me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
And for our second number, Roger Daltrey joined us on stage for a Who classic. In the end, we did not take top prize. That went to the group dubbed the Cone of Silence. But we did take home the prize for tightest band, a fitting reward for a group of new friends I won't soon forget.
You was robbed.
Yeah. Now,
Yes,
are you
we
sure
were
you guys
robbed.
weren't lip syncing, Tony?
No, we weren't lip syncing. Well, hey, 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 hey.
No.
This way. This is Jack Blades from Night Ranger.
way,
You know,
no way.
come on. You know what? You know what? No. If you think we were lip syncing, we're plugged in. We'll prove it to you in just a little bit.
Yeah,
we weren't
boys.
lip syncing. It was the real
Come on,
thing.
we'll show 'em.
Let me say, I just got to say something real quick. Jack Blades here, the rest of the gang. This rock and roll camp is amazing because we really became a tight-knit group. These guys are absolutely fantastic. I thank you for taking me in. I'm a very limited talent. They're all very great, and they made it work, and it was great. It was a wonderful experience.
Tony, we were really proud of you.
Well, thank you, Tony.
Rock America Live. Coming
Tony
up
Rock.
after the
We'll
break.
rock for you.